Coming your way on today's 49ers Report, some overreactions following that brutal loss on Thursday Night Football to the Tennessee Titans. But first, let me ask you this, following this Niners defeat, if you still think the Niners can make the playoffs and you're holding out hope they're going to get into the tournament, hit that thumbs up icon, like the video, and let's talk some Niners right now. Welcome into the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I am your host, Chase Senior. There is a bunch to talk about following that loss to the Tennessee Titans on Thursday Night Football. A very disappointing loss for San Francisco. They had a golden opportunity to take this game and really improve their positioning in the NFC playoff picture. And while they still stand firm in that sixth spot in the NFC, a win here would have done wonders for their wild card standing and potentially would have given them a shot to take the NFC West. Now it looks as though they're not going to have an opportunity to take this division. So without further ado, let's get to these 49ers overreactions because I know a bunch of fans in the faithful are very fired up right now. The first overreaction, and I do believe it is a overreaction. Bench Jimmy Garoppolo, start Trey Lance against the hapless Houston Texans. Now, I understand why some people are saying this. You have a long week to prepare for the Houston Texans. They're one of the worst teams in the National Football League. And on Thursday Night Football, you got bad Jimmy Garoppolo. That interception in the end zone to Janoris Jenkins on that pass intended for George Kittle was no doubt a bad read. I think Jimmy Garoppolo was confused as to where George Kittle was going. Kittle kind of sat on his route. Maybe Jimmy G expected him to go inside. At the end of the day, it was an awful and bad throw. George Kittle has the height advantage on Janoris Jenkins, and he threw that ball low, allowing Jack Rabbit to intercept that pass. Not only was that a bad turnover and kind of changed the momentum of the game, because if you score a touchdown there, you go up 14-0. That latter interception on the pass intended for Deebo Samuel was a blatant overthrow, and it was just a dead duck that came out of the hand really poorly. And the crazy thing about Garoppolo is when he is on, when he's in a rhythm, when he's feeling it, when he doesn't have to overthink, Garoppolo is a very solid quarterback who has won 70% of his starts with the San Francisco 49ers. Unfortunately, when you get some of these lulls, when he plays poorly, he looks to me like a journeyman quarterback. You can equal him up to a Nick Mullins. The highs are really high with Jimmy G, and the lows are down in the basement. And it's really frustrating to watch because at the end of the game, when you see Jimmy G march this offense down the field 95 yards, you're asking yourself, where has this been the whole game? When you're decisive, you're accurate, you know where to go with the football, and you're clutch. But 26 of 35, 322, one touchdown, two picks was just not good enough in a game that you had to have, and this game was there to be won. And the Niners, like they've done so many times in these defeats this year, have shot themselves in the foot. Jimmy Garoppolo, a big part of that. But he has the trust of Kyle Shanahan. You are not going to bench him for Trey Lance in the thick of a playoff race. You're just going to play a raw rookie instead of the longtime veteran who, from weeks 8 through 15, was playing an elite style of football and helped lead you to the Super Bowl in 2019. We're too late in the game to go with Trey Lance. Do not bench Jimmy Garoppolo. He's going to get the start. That is an overreaction. So, grade Jimmy Garoppolo's performance for me in the comment section right now. A, B, C, D, or F. A lot of people going to be tallying a C, D, F. I'm going to go D plus, C minus. Just got to keep it a buck with Jimmy G. Next overreaction, and I understand why fans are frustrated with this. Fred Warner, the second highest paid linebacker in the National Football League behind Darius Leonard, who's in the running for Defensive Player of the Year, is not Fred Warner. Instead, he is Fraud Warner. Now, there's no doubt that Fred Warner up to this point has not had a good year, and he hasn't lived up to the expectations or the billing of being paid like one of the best linebackers in the NFL. Nobody can dispute that. And at times this year, he has even admitted this, that he has been bad in coverage. And tonight, Thursday Night Football, in coverage against the Tennessee Titans, there were some lapses in coverage. He wasn't where he needed to be And most importantly, and maybe most shockingly, Fred Warner was out of position and missed tackles that he usually makes. Let's try to chalk it up as a bad game for Fred Warner because I think over the last month he's been a lot better. I'm not going to go as far as to say he's a fraud because I think he's a great defensive player. He's big for the culture. Has he been great this year? No, he is not. So yet again, I understand the frustrations. So let me ask you this now. Did the 49ers make a mistake paying Fred Warner, making him one of the highest paid linebackers in the NFL? The funny thing is, he signed that deal before Darius Leonard got that contract extension. So for a little while there, Fred Warner was indeed the number one highest paid linebacker in the National Football League. Type Y for yes, it was a mistake. It's going to be prohibitive for this franchise moving forward. Type N for no. You let me know in the comment section right now. Now, Christmas is tomorrow. It's crazy how fast it's come. Really, really is. But we still have some phenomenal deals where you can get your holiday shopping done thanks to our friends at Fanatics. Multiple players, current and past, have their jerseys available right now. Multiple colors, like some of the 75th anniversary throwbacks, black unis, white unis, whatever you want, we got you hooked up, but you have to use that link down below, chatsports.com/49jersey. Now, when I buy jerseys nowadays, I always like to get jerseys of players who are either legends, like a Joe Montana, right on cue, producer Jack, maybe even a Jerry Rice, or some players who I know are going to be superstars moving forward, like a Nick Bosa or a Deebo Samuel, both of those guys making it to the Pro Bowl this year. Either way, get yourself a jersey or somebody else. Get yourself some 49ers swag by going to chatsports.com/49jersey. Another overreaction to get to. The 49ers defense, led by defensive coordinator DeMeco Ryans. Straight up trash. Garbage. Hot pile of steaming mess. I'd actually put the blame on this loss on the 49ers offense. I'm not putting it on the defense. Now, in the second half, was Ryan Tannehill carving them up on third downs? Yes. Could they stop could they stop A.J. Brown, who was guarded by Josh Norman all throughout the night? No. They couldn't check him. They couldn't stop him. A.J. Brown looked like one of the best players on the football field coming off of injury after he missed some time. The 49ers defense is not to be blamed. The Niners offense had an opportunity to lock this game down, put the nail in the coffin, really give a punch in the stomach and an uppercut to the Tennessee Titans, and they didn't come through. They struggled running the football. Jimmy Garoppolo struggled passing the football. And at the end of the day, you cannot rely on the Niners defense to play lights-out football for all 60 minutes. They were great in the first half as Tennessee couldn't do anything offensively. In the second half, they ran out of steam because the Niners offense put them in bad positions, missing that fourth down conversion late in the game. Tennessee had the ball around midfield. That second Garoppolo pick, Tennessee able to put points on the board just like that other instance that I just talked about. Niners offense gets the blame. Don't blame the Niners defense. Now make sure you subscribe to the 49ers Report by Chat Sports because I think at the end of the regular season, my goal, and I think it's possible, is to get to 50,000 subscribers. Hey, we're bringing you free daily videos. Even on Christmas Eve, we're pumping out content. Even after Christmas, we're pumping out content. Win or lose, we have you covered. In season, off season, we have you covered with the best 49ers content. So hit that red subscribe button down below. Last overreaction, two more overreactions. Kyle Shanahan choked. See, look, again, yes, this is on the offense, but if Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't throw those 2 interceptions, do the Niners lose this game? If Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't throw that first interception, do the Niners lose this game? I don't think so, because that's the point differential right there. And the key thing here is momentum changes throughout the course of the ball game. Now, a lot of people are saying you didn't get George Kittle involved enough. We'll talk about him coming up. You stopped running the football. You have to give credit to the Titans. They made some really masterful defensive adjustments, and I thought that after halftime especially, and in that second quarter after the first couple of drives, the Tennessee Titans were able to hone in on what the Niners wanted to do offensively. Trent Williams, by the way, did not have a good game. Bud Dupree played really, really well. So too did Jeffrey Simmons. Some of the players in that secondary, they honed in on the run. They forced Jimmy Garoppolo to throw the football, and that's why this offense struggled. I'm not putting the blame on Kyle Shanahan because going into this matchup, you had won 5 of 6 games. A big reason for that, Kyle Shanahan and his play calling bag. And we've seen over the last 2 months that he can be truly an elite head coach. Was this game there for the taking? Yes. Should they have won it? Yes. Did they choke it away? Yes. But it wasn't Kyle Shanahan's fault fully. Is Kyle Shanahan an elite head coach? Type E for elite. Type W for nah, fam. He is weak. I'm going elite here because we've seen it the last 2 months. That's a pretty nice sample size. Last overreaction to get to before we hop on out of here to enjoy our lead up to Christmas. And for those who celebrate, Merry Christmas to you. Where the heck was George Kittle? The Tennessee Titans realized that when the Niners have been playing well, George Kittle has been on a torrid pace. He has solidified himself the last month and a half as the best tight end in the NFL. Now, the Niners tried to target him early in this game. There was that pass play on the first drive, I believe. Jimmy Garoppolo tried to fit that ball into him in the end zone, ended up getting intercepted. George Kittle was double teamed all throughout this game, man. So once again, it's credit to the Titans defense for understanding the Niners' strengths, taking those strengths away and saying, hey, let's play a little chess match here. Let's see what you can do when we take away your best weapon, who's been a game changer the last several weeks of the season. They were double teaming him. They were swarming him. Garoppolo was, of course, looking his way because George Kittle is his favorite target. They just couldn't get the ball to him because the Titans' defense was really good. Don't think it had to do anything to do with game planning. Before I hop on out of here, to get out of here on today's show, one more question for you. And of course, here at Chat Sports, we love our audience interaction. Are you mad the 49ers didn't target George Kittle more? I think it was more because of how he was double teamed and harassed. Going to go back and look at the tape to truly find out. Hard to tell in the immediacy of the moment, but you let me know. Type WTF for they should have targeted him more. Type GG for good game to the defense. I'm going with the latter. Niner gang, San Francisco still has an opportunity to make it into the playoffs. It's a bad loss, but they control their own destiny. Next week against the Texans, final week against the Rams. Thanks for watching today's show, and enjoy your holiday weekends.